This is your girl, Tessa, and yes, Tessa is a homeowner. I'm so excited about it. It has amped me because now I'm like, house number 1, house number 2, house number 3. And trust me, once you start saving and you're hitting those marks, about thousand guzos, I'm a million. It's addictive. So, yes, I did buy a house. But first things first, I must state that I did not buy the house cash, okay? I did get a home loan, okay? I would have needed a home loan that is way higher than the money that I asked my bank for, had I not saved the way that I was saving, had I not been disciplined the way I am so disciplined when it comes to finances, the budgeting that I did, and how coming to China actually amplified that for me. I would have gotten there eventually, but China did amplify it for me, and I took that opportunity, that financial opportunity, I bagged it, and when the property opportunity came, I was ready. And what's lovely is that I didn't need all that money from the bank. All I needed from them was like 500,000, and the value of the property was like actually close to $1 million. It wasn't $1 million, close to, okay? Yes. But I only needed 500,000 from them. So I was able to pay in a big deposit. I was able to pay in the 10% offer to purchase amount, which I had a lot of drama over, which I'm also going to share. And I was able to pay the lawyer fees, which is the bond lawyers and the seller's lawyers, all of them, the transferring lawyers, whatever the terms are for them. But essentially, there were 2 lawyers that I need to pay. I paid all of that out of my own pocket and still only managed to ask for 500,000 from the bank, only over a 10-year period, of which I'm very certain that I'll be able to pay it way before that 10-year period if I continue in the way that I'm continuing with my finances, the way I handle them. So I'm going to share with you how I managed to do that. How did I get that home loan while I was in China, home loan in South Africa? How did I have all that money to pay for all the expenses? Because it's not just, oh, this is the house and this is how much it is, and all you need to do is get the loan from the bank and that's it. There are other costs involved, and also depending on the value of the property, the costs also go like this, So I really saved myself. So all those actions in the past, financial actions, because I have been reckless with money. I've been reckless with money before. I've had 7 clothing accounts. Yes, I did. I was addicted to shopping online. I learned the hard way. And my mother warned me, and she still doesn't know that I had so many clothing accounts, because she had them and she advised me to never open one, and I did. And I'm going to make a separate video about how I managed to pay off those 7 clothing accounts. I paid them off in a space of like 5 months. But today it's about the home loan. How did I get it? How did I manage to do that from China? Okay, let's get right into it. So guys, because there's so much to tell you about this, I literally wrote it down. I made notes because I could go on and on and on and on and on about finances. So the first point that I diarized, and in this book, there's all sorts of numbers as well. Because this is the very book that I also use when I'm doing my financial planning. I literally don't just rely on my bank statements. I write things down. I'm so old school like that. I write things down: minus, plus, multiply, divide, but mainly we are plussing, So I was able to save money very quickly when I got to China. I already had money saved while I was in South Africa, because every job that I had, I made sure that I want to leave with money that I can say my hard work went here. This is what I have, right? Yes, I was still just only saving my money through the bank, and then I learned how to invest and buy shares and bam, which I can also share. That's why I made some notes, because I know I can go on and on and on. So any job that I had, I always said to myself, it's sad to have a job and walk out of that job and be like, what do I have? What do I have? I only have debt. I only have clothes. I only have furniture. And what? And the lease agreement. What do I have from this job? All these years of working here, what do I have? And it doesn't even have to be years. It can be on a month-to-month basis, where you're like, okay, this month I got paid 4,000 Rand. From this 4,000 Rand, I have taken 1,000 Rand and invested it. And it's funny how we can easily move from earning that call center salary, because I've worked at a call center, and you move up the ladder nyana with your salary, and then all of a sudden, jiggy, you were able to live on that call center amount. Or when you're still working as a promoter, I know that sunburn from handing out leaflets at a intersection. I've been there. And manje masouti imali yako, you're looking at it, you're like, what did I do with my money? So the point that I'm trying to make is that all that hard work, there must be some money that you are taking and investing, right? There must be a direction for your money, no matter how little it is. Like I was able to live on the money that I used to make as a student when I was still promoting, when I was working at a call center, when I was working all those jobs, right? And then now I come to China. My salary is much higher than all those other jobs. And then all of a sudden now my standard of living, hey, is also higher. Yes, I like Zara. Hey, yes, I like nice things. Hey, but those nice things must be budgeted for, right? So always know that at the beginning of the month, what are my expenses? The things that I need, not want, need. Water, electricity, rent, badabam, paid. Those things, month to month, most of the time, they stay the same, especially when you're here in China. For example, your apartment will be paid for by the school, depending on where you're going. If you're going to a bigger city, like Abu Beijing, Shanghai, whatnot, most of the time, the schools do not want to pay for that apartment because it is expensive. Smaller cities, there are perks in the smaller cities. If you live in a smaller city, number one, there aren't a lot of social events that you'll go to. So most of the social events you'll go to is Chinese people inviting you to go eat out, trying to get you to, talk to their kid, to practice English. Yeah, there'll be a few bars and clubs and all that where you'll meet other foreigners, but it's not as much pressure as if you're living in a bigger city. And I'm saying pressure because you feeling like, I want to hang out with people of my own race. I want to go dance to not hear Chinese songs all the time. I understand, but the thing here is we're trying to remain focused. So even when I came to China, I knew already I do not want a big city. Big cities are expensive. So the perk here about the smaller city and negotiating your contract, right? I negotiated that I want the apartment to be paid for by the school. So it must be my salary post-tax, not pre-tax. They were giving me a pre-tax salary when they were sending me the offer. And I said to them, no, Mayo, I want a post-tax salary. So they will give me my salary that I've agreed on with them after the tax deduction. Not uguti masay zimali yami 1 month it's like this, 1 month it's like that. Tax was more this month, tax was if nite X, every month I'll get the same amount, X, that's it. So post-tax salary, accommodation included, I only pay for water and lights. And in the smaller cities, once again, I don't know if it's more in the bigger city, but my water and lights bill has never been more than 150 RMB. And we'll do the conversion of what 150 RMB is. And I was also like really shocked. I was like, you mean to say that I don't have to pay anything more than this for water and lights? Yes. So that's how much I pay for water and lights. When it comes to food here is quite affordable. Even in the big cities, it is. But the thing with the big cities is that there are those supermarkets that angazuguti they were trying to cater for Western people, so the prices are higher, and eating out is expensive if you want to go eat Western food. If you're okay with my noodles or my China, which are very delicious, and my dumplings and Chinese cuisine, very cheap. But you can eat out. I do eat out, but it's all budgeted for. So in a month, to be okay without going to Zara and H&M, which I like going there and looking for a sale, without budgeting for that, 2,000 renminbi is enough for me, and I'm still left over with some change, and that's the change that I use to go buy myself a topic inyana, a little shirt inyana, or something nice. And if there's something that I want that I feel like I can't afford it, so the change from this month and the change from next month, I can combine them and buy that thing, right? So to conclude on that point, living in a small city will help you get there faster. If you're living in a big city and you're a person who can, minimize going out, you use public transport instead of using a cab, you buy at the local supermarket, not these other fancy ones, then you can do that. And living in a small city, guys, you're calm, you focus. Yes, it can be a little lonely, but trust me, if you can focus for 1 year, do you know how much you can make for yourself? For 1 year, just focusing and cutting it all out, and I'm focusing. You can do it. I believe you can, and only if you want to as well. Only if you want to. I did it, and I'm gonna continue to do it, and I have no desire to live in a big city. None whatsoever. I have no care for it. I'm not gonna do it. There are lovely high-speed trains in China that are able to take me from my small city to the big city, and I can spend a weekend there and then afterwards come back to the calmness and loveliness of a small city. Yeah, so the takeaway from that is, when you're negotiating your contract, ask for a post-tax salary, ask for the apartment to be paid for by the school, and you can pay for the utility bill. And obviously then your only main expenses will be the utility bill and the food that you eat, essentially, and entertainment budget engaga ne.